In this video, we are going to discuss Part B, Structured Question of Chapter 7, Biodiversity. Question number 1A, it asks, identify X and Y in taxonomic hierarchy. So the question worth 2 marks, okay? So for the first mark is the answer for X, which is domain. Okay, 1 mark. And Y is phylum. Okay, 1 mark. So domain, basically there are three domain, which is the eukarya, and then you have the bacteria, and then the archaea. So those are the three domains. Basically, the domain bacteria and archaea, they are prokaryotes, and as for the domain eukarya, they are obviously eukaryotes. For question B, explain the meaning of taxonomic hierarchy. Basically, taxonomic hierarchy is a system of grouping organisms according to a hierarchy of increasingly inclusive categories. Okay, which in this diagram it gives you the 8 levels of classification of organism into hierarchy. Okay, taxonomic hierarchy. Basically, taxonomic hierarchy is organizing organism, okay, grouping organism into a hierarchy starting from the highest taxon, which is kingdom, to the lowest taxon, which is species. Okay, so although we start in question A, okay, it starts with domain, but the highest taxon is start from the kingdom. Okay, so usually for question that ask for definition is usually 1 mark. Okay, so taxonomic hierarchy is organizing organism. Okay, or organism are arranged in a hierarchy of the highest taxon. It starts from the highest taxon, which is kingdom, to the lowest taxon, which is species. Okay, so you organize organism into this hierarchy. Okay, the highest is kingdom and the lowest is. Question C. Explain binomial nomenclature created by Carlos Linnaeus. So the question worth 4 marks. Okay, so for the answer would be, it is the concept of binomial nomenclature is naming organism based on the taxa that they belong to. Okay, naming organism based on the taxa they belong to. Okay, so that is for the first mark. And then each organism is given a 2-part Latin name. Okay, a 2-part Latin name. Okay, that also gains 1 mark. Okay, and then the first name, okay, it consists of the generic name, which is under the taxon genus. Okay, the first name is the generic name. Okay, which is under the genus, under the taxon genus. Okay, so that is 1 mark. Okay, so in order to name the scientific name under the genus, it must be written first in capital letter. Okay, it begins, so this the first name begins with capital letter. Okay, it begins with a capital, so you must write the first name with a capital letter for the first name, for the generic name. Okay, so that also gains you 1 mark. Okay, and then the second name is the species name. Okay, the second name is the species name or specific epithet. Okay, so that is 1 mark. Okay, so in order to write this as a species name or the specific epithet, it must be written in small letters. Okay, they must be written in small letter or lowercase letter. Okay, so another mark that you could gain is explaining on how the name should be written. So if the name is to be typed, okay, it must be typed in italic. Okay, printed in italic. Okay, or if handwritten, it must be underlined. Okay, so each name must be underlined, preferably separately. Okay, they are underlined separately. Question D. State two advantages of using this system. So this system is referring to the previous question, which is what is the advantage of using the binomial nomenclature, which is created by Carlos Linnaeus. So the question worth 2 marks. Okay. So for the first point is that by naming organism using their scientific names, so this will avoid confusion, as no two organism can have the same scientific name. For example, that I can give is the fruit mango. Okay, so in Malaysia, mango is known as mangga. Okay, or in other parts of Malaysia, they can be known as pelam, or in other parts of the world, they are known according to the language of that country. Okay, so in order to avoid confusion by scientists throughout the world, so these species, okay, so these organisms are named by their scientific name, such as mango. The scientific name is Mangifera indica. So scientists throughout the world will know mango as Mangifera indica. So there is no confusion there. So for point number 1, by having scientific names, so this will avoid confusion. Okay, so as no two organism can have the same scientific name. Okay, so that is for the first advantage. For the second advantage is that it enables scientists to communicate biological knowledge efficiently. So when they are referring to the species by their scientific names, so they are referring to the right organism, so they can scientists can convey information more efficiently. Okay, enables to communicate biological knowledge efficiently. Okay, so obviously that you can add more advantages to your answers, which is, for example, you can also add by having scientific names, okay, or binomial nomenclature. This will help in recording of the world's biodiversity. Okay, so every organism will have their own scientific name, and the data of this organism can be recorded efficiently. Okay, so this also helps to help strategies for protection and conservation of endangered species. Question E. Figure 1 shows a taxonomic hierarchy of maize. Maize is basically corn. Okay, so in figure 1, in this table, it shows you the classification of maize or corn. So the family for corn is Mediae, the genus is Z, and the species is Mace. So for question 1, E1, write the scientific name of maize. So the information is already given in the table, so you just have to construct the scientific name for maize. So obviously, if you were to write the scientific name handwritten, so your scientific name should be underlined. Okay, so the scientific name consists only of the genus and the species taxon. Okay, so you start with Z capital letter. Okay, Z capital letter only for the Z, for the first letter Z. Okay, ZAE. AE is small, and then you write the second name, the species name, the specific epithet names, in small letter. All must be written in small letters. Okay, so this is handwritten, so you should underline both names separately. Okay, so that is for the 1 mark. And if you were to type, okay, it must be in italic.